Yeah, guys, welcome back to another video. I don't know it's Demz here, and I'm here with another special guest for you guys. I don't know who it is already. You don't know, says Rochelle Powell. If you guys don't know who Rochelle is, you guys have not been following my page, and you guys are not interested in coming to Canada because Rochelle channel Rochelle Powell is an awesome channel with tons of information, and of course, I'm always sharing Rochelle channel because Rochelle is actually my dukes. Big up yourself, Rochelle. Big up her in the background somewhere skylarking in our background or the rain and thing and thing. So just a quick recap for those who don't know, Rochelle is an international student here in Canada, and she is living in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. Rochelle and I are like 5 hours apart from each other. I am in Grand Prairie, and she's in the good old big city, right? So you're what now? In your second semester?
Yeah.
How is school going?
So that's my first day. Wasn't so good. I missed 2 classes, but good thing it's online.
Yeah.
I was able to rewatch them.
Okay. So are you in person or are you still remote?
I had the opportunity to choose, but I chose online. But next semester, I have 2 classes where I have to go in.
Okay. All right, not bad. But you know, you're not really get the full college experience because you're not actually on campus and are you not upon them thing there?
Because you already, we do it already. I'm not really confident in the member say at the 14. So
yeah. I know I think. Yeah, honestly speaking, Rochelle, the reason I'm really want to connect with you this time is because I'm angry, you know, and I really and truly I go on a rant in the night I become more burn out some people in a real and proper way, but here I go. And before we can do that, we need some facts. You understand?
Yeah.
Because we feel like there are certain persons within and I would say the immigration process that is making the process more harder or more difficult than it ought to be. And I think it's really unfair, and I really think it's really unfortunate that persons who just want to make a better life for themselves and their family have to be going through such atrocities, as I would call it. And really and truly, I just think it's unnecessary, right? Yeah. But of course, that's just my opinion, guys. And if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, guys, I'm talking about we know that COVID-19 has caused traveling to look a lot different than how it was prior to the whole pandemic coming into effect. And because of that, there was a lot of rules and regulations that came in to mitigate the spread and to also manage the overall pandemic in of itself. However, as time progressed, I think new measures have been implemented, and also just the fact that people are more aware of what COVID-19 is. And also with the vaccine and everything, I think that everything has become not more relaxed, but more co-able in terms of more persons and more countries are being understandable of how to deal with this pandemic. And what I'm really talking about is something that I've been hearing about, but I just didn't want to talk about it because I wanted to get some more information, right? And one of the big topics is your spouse open work permit. A lot of persons are saying that they're being turned back by the Jamaican authorities because their spouse doesn't have a job offer, right? Now, Rochelle, you came here 2021 in the middle of the pandemic, and you were also a victim of this at the airport, right? So what do you think about that? Like, what do you say? Do you think this is something that IRCC has implemented? Do you think this is the Jamaican government, not the Jamaican government, but the Jamaican authorities being how they are backward as usual, or is this something that you think Canada is instituted?
Well, to be honest, when I first went to the airport, I didn't think it's foolish. I said, what kind of foolishness is this? I'm thinking of Jamaica, I do it. But then when I went on, I'm not sure if persons follow Canada visa, I realized that other persons in other countries, they were experiencing the same thing. So it seemed to be an issue with the kind of border service people in, right? So I don't think it's necessarily IRCC. I think it's more the border service persons them. Because remember when I was coming, they had to be calling border service before they could let me in actually. They had to call them to get permission before I could go in for the first travel. And for the second one, we had another hiccup again, but it eventually worked out because we kind of come more prepared because we knew what to look for. So we kind of come with everything to kind of walk it back on them. But in all honesty, I just think, I don't know, because it's weird because on the website, it still states that once the student is traveling, the husband and the child can travel with the student. But people that put in their own rule, they must say because of COVID and the whole job situation. So if they come into Canada, it needs to be essential and they need to have a job. But it's weird because it's when we come here, many for the problem, you know? Smooth sailing.
Right. That's the thing. Because as far as my knowledge goes, and of course, guys, we just want to say we are no immigration consultants and we're just using our own experience, right? So, of course, you might have a separate experience from both of us, and good for you. Your experience is your experience. However, we are talking about like what we have been through and also what other persons have said that they have been through. So we just want to put that out there. Now, as far as my knowledge go of IRCC, and I try to read as much as possible in terms of keep abreast of what is happening. Mm-hmm. It is not, if you go on the IRCC website, it states clearly that when you have an open work permit, which I suppose work permit is, it does not require a job offer. And that is directly on the IRCC website, right? You do not require a job offer prior to coming to Canada because our open work permit actually allows you to work with pretty much any employer. There's no outside of the facts about in terms of like some open work permit. You can't like teach in a school, you can't like work in like medicine and, you know, certain other little nuances. But ultimately, for majority speaking, then the open work permit is not usually like restricted. And for that reason, you don't usually need a job offer. Okay. Now, as it relates to like the Canadian Border Services, I think they also have things and stuff that they look for. As we were talking about previously, in terms of in the middle of the pandemic or in the earlier stages of the pandemic, Canada was like restricting visitors or incoming persons to the country to just permanent residents and citizens only. So probably for that reason, they would have said, okay, then you need a job offer just to make it more difficult pretty much. But as the pandemic evolved, I think gradually, I think border services has evolved from that in terms of like, no, even visitors can come into the country as long as they're vaccinated, right? So there's no real reason to like restrict someone who is gonna be here for a year or 2 years, which is an international student and their family. But it is my opinion that the authorities are being, I say, we know a thing going on. Jamaica, I love how bad mind people work in every single aspect of the thing, right? So I think the Jamaican authorities are pretty much using what used to happen at the beginning of the pandemic. And even though other countries has evolved, like as we were mentioning, there are other persons from other countries who don't have to go through this.
Yeah.
But the Jamaican authorities are still using that as an excuse not to make people to travel, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know still, but I don't really know how preventing somebody from traveling is gonna protect Jamaica COVID-19 case count. Like, as Mr. People, I'm just step on a little rant, you know. So if you're like Marcus, I just all the things set, right?
You know, so after a while, though, they posted something on their website. You know, when they got that thing that says, "Are you authorized to travel?" After a while, I think I have some pictures in my phone. I'm going to see if I can find it. After a while, let me post something, man.
Oh, that's the border services or
the thing, you know, if you want to check if you're eligible to travel, then it posts some. All right, I'm going to find it. Hold on me. So, if you've been approved a work permit when you're traveling, you need to provide your passport, proof that you're allowed to work in Canada, which is a work permit, your port of entry.
Yeah.
Which is the normal stuff.
Yeah.
A valid work permit. Mm-hmm. And then them add this next little part now. And if you're a worker who meets all the following, all is in capital letter, has a letter of introduction for open work permit, has a valid job offer, and you can work once you enter Canada and complete a 14-day quarantine. So eventually, then they put it on the website.
That's the IRCC or the border services?
No, the website just says Canada.ca. That is what?
Oh, Canada.ca. Mm-hmm. And what was the date of that?
During this time was when I was coming. I can't tell the exact date because I think I was talking to somebody. Or I have this screenshot on January 21.
Exactly. So pretty much that was something that was like pretty much expected throughout that period of time when like just permanent residents and citizens are available, were required to come in. But in terms of the actual checklist, in terms of requirements to come to Canada, I've checked everywhere, and I've not seen it anywhere that you need a job offer in order to be able to come into Canada. And as you said, an open work permit. And you have even said that you've known persons who came from other countries who didn't present that, and also some persons who recently came from Jamaica who didn't present that, right? Yeah. So would you then say it is necessary for persons who want to come to Canada to just get a job offer?
I cannot say that because it's not easy to get one. My husband got one only because when he came in 2019, he had some connections. The regular person, it's not going to be easy for you to get a job offer. Plain straight, because you're not in the country. Who's going to really employ you if you're not in the country? You're over sin. You're not working in a sin. It's not easy. Right? So I wouldn't necessarily say that. What I encourage persons to do is to call the airport, talk to the airline that you wish to travel with, and get information from them. When them say to you that in your job offer, you're going to say to them, but I know persons who came up and they didn't need it, then the conversation will start changing. They might say, okay, here's what you can do. They'll start, because once you call them, they'll turn, they don't say you need a job offer. So tell them straight, say, I know persons who've traveled and they didn't need it. And then conversation will change and they'll work with you guys.
So that is based on the airline itself. So you're saying that the airline also have their own policy?
Yeah, because I called WestJet and I called Air Canada from Jamaica, and it was the same thing. None of them they work together. They were telling me this. They were telling me the same thing. But I can tell you though, it's when I call WestJet Kingston office, they're nice. I'm telling you from them, they are them nice and helpful. So, and the lady I'll come
so pretty much the emphasis should be placed on finding a workaround rather than getting a job offer.
Yep. Okay, I understand there wait and
no, go on.
Right. So there's this thing though, I'm not sure if this is still in play. I'm not sure, it's called a written authorization. So I had to apply for that as well. So say a partner of a visitor's visa, once they get that written authorization from IRCC, you can come upon that as well with your partner.
That's a written authorization. And what exactly is a written authorization?
Let me see if I can find mine on my phone. I'll tell you exactly what the letter says. I'm talking about. Okay. So this is from my husband and my daughter. So it says authorization for exemption from COVID-19 travel restrictions. And it's coming from International Network Rapid Response Operations Team. Seems so important though.
Yeah, that's it.
To protect Canadians from COVID-19, travel restrictions and pre-departure COVID-19 testing requirements are now in place for individuals traveling. And that's basically gives you the information. So I got this on January 29. It has my husband's name, his passport number, his UCI number, and it's valid for 3 months. Same thing.
So did you have to pay for that?
No. At that time, you had to send an email. Basically, a port to ask to say why you want your family to come with you. So the first time I applied for it,
wouldn't you have done that when you apply for the post open work permit?
Yeah, I'm gonna say why already. Yeah. Then just set up your ad and actually keep people out here. Because the first time I applied for it, them some of my reasons were non-discretionary. The second time, no. But if my mom do different in a different office, I get it. And I'm approved.
And this was after Ray was already granted his post-open work permit already. It was approved already. You still had to go through like a secondary approval process in order for him to travel.
Even though he had the open work permit.
That don't make sense to me still.
No. It was just to keep people out and they try stop travel altogether. People travel.
But that was all the way up in January when COVID-19 was a big thing. In terms that it was it was a big thing before, but then it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So I think, Yang up as well.
Yang go by your side.
You know here. Yeah, we're gone. Yeah, so that was in January. We are now in September. There are so many vaccines, and I think a lot of persons are vaccinated. And when I read and when I see what's happening at the border services, they seem a lot more inclusive in terms of they are taking in a lot of persons. Even at one point, they were encouraging international students to pretty much start in their own country and then gradually, then probably in a semester or two, you come and then you still wouldn't qualify for your PGWP without issue or anything like that.
Yeah, because remember, I started back home and I came in the middle of my semester. Well, not the middle, but
exactly
after it started.
Yeah, after it started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but now it's only in September. Why are these things still so important in Jamaica? In terms of everywhere else has been relaxed, to my knowledge, in terms of like international students coming and stuff like that.
Except
but
India.
in Jamaica, except in and that's
yeah,
for
the ban.
like,
I think they extended India's ban. I think,
yeah, with obvious reasons, because the cases are like really out of control. So I kind of understand that. But for other places, right? It's like I know somebody who just literally came up as well and didn't have to go through anything much in terms of I think it was coming from Turks and Caicos.
Oh, yeah, man. Other Caribbean country.
Never have to go through any of them things. I'm tell you, a person and family and everybody came at one time and there wasn't any form of issues, any form of questions or nothing like that and stuff like that. And then I hear other persons saying that they're still getting turned back from Jamaica, to the fact that I've heard persons who are living in Canada already as international students and as temporary workers, been here for a year, go back to Jamaica to probably spend a week or 2 weeks, mix with some family and all alcohol vibes. And when that time for them come at them a year, so they can't travel. The reason for traveling is not mandatory. I'm gonna say, if it ever say, we can't go back to me pretty much.
No,
you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. I said that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. I'm gonna say, that is nowhere on IRCC website. To me, I think that is a Jamaican authorities being difficult as usual. But can you really go around that though? Like, is there like a go around that? Because you mean I have to go through them, right?
Yeah. As I said, when you call, just call them, talk to them, let them know that you know persons who've done it. Then the conversation will change from there. They'll start telling you what you can do, what you can't do. Because when I was at the airport the second time, the girl basically helped me. Like she said, do this, get that. So we were back and forth with the employer here, calling and talking, and we got.
But that was only because Ray had gotten a job offer.
Yeah, and then they must come to them on contract. Like I said, Miss, so I call us. This wasn't a requirement. Like, oh, contract coming at this. They might try to tell you. So when I call the employer, the man say, we don't normally give a contract. We just give you an offer and that's it. They must say no. Contract. The man confused. Just because the man tried, it was that bad. It was that bad. And I had a written authorization and she was like, no, we're not going to use this. I said, but I have it.
So that really sketchy to me still in terms of like pretty much you can't travel it.
Okay, because people do their own thing.
You can't travel because like you never can get a job, you don't have a SIN number, you don't have a connection, it's not easy to get employed outside of Canada. So pretty much they tell you say you can't travel.
Stand your yard.
And just style. But this somebody, but I say, why are they so hard on persons who are leaving the country? How does someone leaving the country affect the COVID case within the country? It makes no sense to me. So I think that might be very, very difficult and things still. But I just wanted to pretty much do that video so other persons can get a perspective in terms of knowing what to do, especially the persons who have been reaching out to me, saying, yo, we need a job offer. Me here say, we need a job offer. Right. Yo, it's not an IRCC requirement, but it seems like say, we have to go find a workaround. If it is that we want to pass the Jamaican authorities, then because you're everyone, whether they make up rules or they must follow rules or sitting, the rules are still there. And then it's returned by people from the airport because they must say, oh, you're not on a job offer and thing. So as Rochelle say, don't just turn up at the airport and expect say, if you fly out the same day. Do no calls before, call the airline, find out what is expected.
Sending the documents, them check it.
call the airport probably a few days before, or I don't know, probably a week before I travel date, I don't know. And say, yo, listen, I plan to make a move next week, you know, while going, I don't want to come to the airport and here say, yo, go back to my yard, you know, because you're going to sell all of my furniture, you know, and I renew my rent, you know, so you're going, I know if you go, you know, so I left.
You know, you said that funny. I met somebody at the airport just like that. When I was leaving, she got turned because she said, my apartment is up for rental, there's nothing there. You say it like joke, but I see you.
No, I say it like joke, but a serious thing. Yes, time I move forward, I sell everything, come in now, go back. I feel like I joke, like, every single thing gets sold, come and say, oh, if I look at Facebook Marketplace now, you say, 6 drawer, what not for sale? 12 drawer, just for that.
Sale up on the furniture then.
A serious thing, man, but yeah, we just have a lot of vibes still and thing. Wow. How is everything otherwise in terms of like, you know, you guys came in the middle of winter and I think this is your first summer. How is summer in Canada? What do you think? Or do you compare it back to Jamaica?
You asked a good question. My husband say, you never got too much in our life. Like every time we have summer for go. I think though, with here, you realize that people appreciate weather so much. It's when the summer is here, people just out and about. Every week is a barbecue, every week is something, every week is this. Because people, and I can understand because when we come in February, we were inside most of the time. They just say once it starts bright up,
that's it.
Every week is something.
I can absolutely relate. And I'm telling somebody the other day, say, yo, summer in Canada is beautiful. It's so gorgeous in terms of even just the environment. Yeah. It's so peaceful and it's so pretty in terms of I love summers here, right? The thing is a two different culture in terms of Jamaican summer and like a Canadian summer. Like Canada is a low-key country, so of course you're not gonna have like the bag of excitement like how we're going to Jamaica in terms of I know say you can know a summer. People are going river, people are do this, people are do that. But right here, so now is like you can go on a long drive. You can appreciate nature and the weather.
Camping is a big thing here though.
Camping is a big thing in North America.
Yeah.
I've never gone camping before still. I'm not really sure if I want to do it still because you're going. That's not my culture still.
No, I've gone camping, but I'm going to one place, like we call them place with the small like dorms. But I mean camping outdoor and I could tent them like me not do the camping. I ain't doing that.
That's what I'm talking about. Hiking and camping is a big thing in the middle of the wilderness. When I watch them move and them saw them are going out the woods go camp. Yes. And that then I don't think I can do that. Like I've been invited on a few occasions and I'm like, you know, I really think I want to do that. Because you have to walk with a beer spray and because it's a beer country and in the little wild bush, you have beers in it. I tell you. Yeah,
and they say they have to keep the food somewhere else. They can't keep the food close to the tent because of problem that.
The beer will come and stuff. When you're walking in the woods, you have to talk loud so the beers don't know say you're dead. You have to have some little bell on your pants and things so when you walk it ring so the beers can know you come. When one going like a campfire.
They're adventurous. Look on the bright side. But people are cold. Yeah.
I don't mind. I want to not go on the river and have to turn back. Because I say, oh, I not go down in that. I not go down in that because you just kind of look like you go too deep in the woods and stuff. And I not depend them things. I prefer to stay in the civilization and thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So pretty much that master still, you guys, we have visit still, you guys need to follow the Grand Prix before it snow.
Which is very soon. Did you see Calgary recently and Jasper? It snowed wickedly.
Well, it snowed in Grand Cache, which is like an hour and a half away from where we are. So it snowed there the other day. So it can be very soon, but you know what? Keep your fingers crossed because we don't want to see the S word anytime soon. We can't take that level of negativity right now. So hopefully, but I think we have up to probably October month before it really starts snowing. And even if it's not October month and it's not gonna stay, it's just gonna be like on and off up until probably December month. So you guys need to come and visit me definitely. And spend a night in a Grand Prairie with you and just observe and see what I go on in a smaller city and see. and see what is there to be offered, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir, Ray never did a figure I could talk on the camera still, but bless him up when he forward, same speed. And I love the fact that you guys are really like adjusting and climatizing, and they're definitely just making the best of the situation.
Yeah.
And of course, we know say when I grow up and when I do the best when I can, right? Yeah, of course, I know so I have to send some blessings thrown away the real and proper way and just blessing up save you.
Every time.
And yeah, motivating as usual. You don't know thing, you understand, keep you on yourself. Focusing at school, just don't fail nothing because it's very important because you know the courses are expensive.
I was about to say that.
I have to tell you that. You know the courses are expensive and thing. Yeah, I know you shell it down still because I say you will graduate and like whatever guy you are just yeah, understand? So I know you shell it down same way and thing, all right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I allow you figure go back to our Tuesday evening. Spend it with the family. Just keep in touch, keep the link and bless up on yourself. And I just want to say before we run, guys, go and go check out Rochelle's channel ASAP. Trust me, I'm not going to put the link as well because I'm just throw this upside way. Not even one sitting now going at this, guys. But our channel is Rochelle Powell. Yes. You guys can go and check it out. Yeah, awesome contents over there from how to apply for a study permit to how did I spend my birthday. You understand? You get every single thing. You get a little vlog, you get a little information, and of course the vibe is real as usual because we're on a link with real people. All right, bless up yourself, Rochelle, and bless up Ray and bless up Rain, and I don't know anything good.
Little more. Nathan, Malika, and the baby coming soon.
Yeah, man.
And check out the baby registry, guys. All right. Check out the baby registry.
I always forget that. When you go and check out the baby registry, the link is right down below. And of course, guys, become a member to the channel for exclusive content. And definitely keep the community growing. Subscribe if you're new, of course, and share the link. Make sure just can see the video. There's a lot of persons who are always wonder about what it is like not only living in Canada, but how they can forward to Canada. How can they study in Canada? How can they work in Canada? Share the video so everybody can get the information. You understand? Right. You don't know, so it's undiluted, unfiltered, and 100% authentically real. As usual. Big up on yourself.
Every time.